ladies and gentlemen. Hello, how are you? It's good to be here in Kilkenny, where everybody is born with a hurley. Explains why the women are walking so funny. Those footpaths are narrow enough. Anyway, find it hard to sleep here in Kilkenny. The time difference. My girlfriend said to me, she said, Christopher, because that's actually my real name, you know. Chris is just something the lads made up. She said, try counting sheep, it'll help you to drift off. I said, fuck it, I'll give it a go. The only problem is I have a very vivid imagination. So I started counting the sheep, and I'd say I got up to about 4 or 5 sheep. Then I couldn't really control them. Like running all over the place. And one of them is changing colours. So then I had to imagine building a pen so I could put all the sheep in there. And that actually took a while to imagine because I'm not very handy, like, you know. And then I realised I have no experience herding sheep whatsoever. So then I had to imagine putting an ad in the paper for a sheepdog. And by the time somebody answered that ad, it was time to get up. So I was up all night imagining stuff. And I was fucking wrecked. They say you can get to sleep easy if you start reading a book. Frustrating sometimes. I don't know if you've ever been reading a book and for some reason you can't pronounce the name of one of the main characters in the book. Like the author has made up a name, and fair play to you for going to the trouble of making up a name, but you're after ruining the fucking book. Like, and this character doesn't deserve this name at all. He's a nice character, but I want the cunt to die. Like, and I'm going to, if he's in chapter 10, I'm going to burn the book. Like, you know. I was this close to getting Tipex and going through the entire book and changing his name to John. Only for I would have destroyed the Kindle. Kindle joke there for you. I just assume everything's a Kindle now. I was on it because you press a word on a Kindle, it gives you a definition. I assume everything is a Kindle, so I picked up a magazine on a plane and I saw a word that I didn't understand and I did this. I was like, shit, that's not my Kindle at all. But I saw the guy next to me looking at me, so I had to leave my finger there. You know, like when you're in school, I had to chase every word with my finger. A fucking long flight. Yeah. I watch a bit of television as well. Like, you know, my favourite show is actually probably How Clean Is Your House? And I don't think there'll ever be an Irish version. And I'm not saying it's because we're not dirty, like English, or whatever. Because we can be. No, look, my apartment is messy, and it would warrant a visit from Kim and Aggie. But if I found out there was a camera crew coming round, I'd fucking clean up. It'd be the worst episode ever. It'd be like, how clean is your house? I'd be like, it's fucking spotless, actually. Come in and have a look. I love that episode though. The guy always has the same excuse. It's always a guy, and it's always his house looks like the inside of a Hoover, and it's, you know, it's always my wife left me 6 years ago, went out for a pint of milk, never came back, and Kim and Aggie believed that shit, and then they clean his house for him. And I don't like the way Kim and Aggie also take all the credit. It's those guys in the background, white shirts. You know, they don't get any credit whatsoever. There's 50 of them there. Kim and Aggie doing shit nonsense. Cleaning the window with half an orange. What are you doing? Like, I'm actually I was going to eat the orange. Like, I'm starving. You're after cleaning my house now with all the food. Like, you know, what am I going to do now? Have a Mr. Mustard sandwich? Are you fucking joking me, like? But the end of it is the best. They bring the person through the house, and it's only then they realise how bad it was. They're walking through the house, they're actually crying. They're like, oh my God, it looks like a completely different place. They're all emotional, they're like, Jesus Christ, I didn't even know that room was there. Like, that's your bathroom. That's it. But I think it'd be amazing as well if Kim and Aggie just went, guess what? We found your wife. With a pint of milk. My girlfriend volunteers for Childline, and I didn't know before she started volunteering that, you know, up to 60% of the calls in Childline are prank phone calls. I did not know that. and even people masturbating down the phone. And that's fucking wrong, like. And I know it's wrong, but it's the only chance I get to talk to her. Nah, she didn't even answer. It was me and a guy. It's pretty fucking awkward. I suffer from night terrors as well. I'm going to finish on this. They're hard. They're terrible. They're exactly what they are. I wish I could think of a slogan that was mine. And, they're terrible though, right? And what causes them for me is eating cheese and stuff. And I'll tell you about the worst night terror I ever had, okay? I was in bed with my girlfriend, and that's not the terrible part. She's lovely. I was in bed with my girlfriend, and I was having a dream that the two of us were about to be hit by a car. And I saved her life. I threw her out of the way. And I took the full brunt of the car myself. And like, I didn't even know it was a dream, so I was pretty fucking brave, I thought. That blue fluffy car looked very dangerous. But the only problem is I didn't throw her in the dream. Like in reality, where she was in no danger whatsoever. Like she sleeps on the second floor and there was no cars coming for her bedroom. But I just threw her across her own bedroom. And then I jumped on top of her and I said, fucking get down. And then I stood up, right, in her bedroom while she's half concussed, dialed 999 into the palm of my hand to call the guards and report the car. Her dad came in to find her half unconscious on the floor. I'm on my hand still to the guards like that. Big erection like a horny superhero. Pointing where the cars are like that. Yes, on there. Pretty hard to justify having a slice of cheese after that. Can't even have a bit of cheese with my dinner. If I need cheese, I have to check into a hotel room on my own. Is it just you? It's me and Mr. Kilmeaden. Yes. I get him his own bed as well. And people say to me, that's bullshit, Chris. It's not scientifically proven. And I'm like, really? Why do you think mice are up all night? Coincidence? I don't fucking think so. And I blame everything on cheese now. I'm the opposite of the cynics. I go, you know, horror movies. You see The Exorcist, where she got possessed by the devil. I was like, that's fucking cheese. That's you know, she doesn't need a priest, she needs a dietitian. Control her dairy intake. It's just a cow's way of haunting you, trust me. I was like, that is not Satan, that's Stilton. Thanks a million for listening.
Chris Kent, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't he fantastic?